Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stassi. Thank you so much for being here today. I am so excited. I have a very cool creator here today. You may know her as the Witching Mermaid on Instagram. So thank you so much for coming here today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Oh my gosh, the pleasure is all mine. Why don't we start off by telling everyone a little bit about yourself and your Sims history?
Sure. So I started The Sims probably when I was a kid, with Sims 1.
Mhm.
My aunt introduced me to the game. She had it on PC. I played it. I got instantly hooked by the game. I think she eventually ended up giving it to me. And from there, I played it on the PC for The Sims 1 and then eventually ended up becoming a console player, which many people don't know. So I was a console player for 2, 3, and 4 before switching back to PC for 4. So
Oh
yeah.
wow. That's fascinating because I know you're very good friends with the Tattoo Simmer.
Yeah.
Good podcast friend. She's been on many
Yeah.
times. Also, we've become very good friends as well. I don't know how she does it of
I don't
being
either.
I have no idea. I have like when my fiance has an Xbox and
hmm
he got me, I'm gonna super butcher this name, Disney Dreamlight Star Valley for
In the
Christmas.
Dreamlight Valley. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, which buttons jump? Fuck me. Oh, it's not off to a great start. Or I kind of lose track being like, oh, I'm supposed to go on a mission.
Right.
Where am I? I was just like, look at the map. I'm like, there's a map,
I totally get it.
right? Because I'm
Yeah.
just used to like clicking on things, right?
Yeah.
So, because at first, I remember our first interview, I was like, oh, you have a keyboard. Console players have keyboards, right? She's like,
Yeah.
no, not everyone has keyboards. And I just like throw my pen across the room. I'm like, then how do you do it?
Yeah.
How do you put
She just
cheats in?
It's funny too because when I found out she was a console player, we were talking one day, and then I'm like, I'm gonna download the game. I'm gonna just like go back to my game and see like what if I can go back into it.
Mhm.
And so I tried, and like 5 minutes in, I was like, how the hell did she do this? I don't know how to do this anymore. Like I'm now a PC player. I can't figure out the buttons. This is too complicated. And I was like, I deleted it again, and I was like, I'm going back to PC. It was too complicated.
I couldn't even attempt it on console. And I know some of my girlfriends, like real life girlfriends, do it because once they found out that I was like doing the Sims, like, oh, I play Sims on Xbox. And I was like, what? And they're like, yeah, I play Sims on Xbox. I'm like, no, I heard the sentence. The question is it's on Xbox? They're like, yeah,
Right.
it's like the same game. I'm like, well, then how do you have kits? So like, we just buy them off the Xbox store. And I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
It was just like my mind was blown. Well, I also learned from the Tattoo Summer that like the like Sims 2 definitely was not like a true port because it was like a solving mystery game. Wasn't that Sims 2 for console?
Um, I played it on the PlayStation. I
Okay.
forget if it was 2, maybe. It was Sims 2 Busting Out. That was
Okay.
the one that I played.
Okay, yeah, because busting out is a fucking beauty and
Yes.
needs to be rebooted because the
Yeah.
next the you know those little youths need to learn where it came from, such as busting out castaways and herbs.
Yes.
That was the shit. And I
Yeah.
really, really wish that the Sims team would remaster those. I also wish that they would remaster um the Sims 1 and the Sims
Right.
2. What are your thoughts about that?
I think they should do that, yes. Because I mean, I remember how fascinated I was by The Sims 1. I think the gameplay, the animation was just, I don't know, top tier compared to some of the later games. My dog is barking. I apologize.
That's okay.
She's crazy. um and so it's kind of hard to concentrate. So she sorry. So as I was saying, top
Mhm.
Sims 1's animation was pretty good. And I wish that they brought that to some of the Sims 4 gameplay. Like there, I'm not gonna say that there's not some animations that they do that are really nice, but
Mhm.
I just feel like it was a better game for Sims 1 when it comes to that stuff.
I totally agree. I think The Sims, like the first one, was well ahead of its time. Like if you think
hmm
about it, so like The Sims turned 23 yesterday, right?
Right.
So it's been out for 23 years. So you're talking at the new, like the beginning of the millennium, like
hmm
internet was AOL, dial up,
Right.
very like everything was very pixelized. The Sims comes out as this revolutionary game. Basically, you're a game like you get to play the game
Yeah.
however you so choose to fit. Nothing was out like that at the time. Like what else did you play? Like Neopets, and even then, it
Right.
wasn't like where it is today. Or like, did you play like go on to like Disney.com and play games and kind of stuff like that, right? So
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
it was to me, for a lot of people, it's the first time they play a game that's not a web-based game. And they don't
Right.
kind of realize that at the time that when we were younger, we played a lot of web-based stuff that was not discs.
Right.
So I I would it was definitely revolutionary. And then Sims 2, again, very revolutionary for its time. The
Right.
graphics were amazing. Now
Yeah.
I think the problem is with Sims 4, they have a lot of competition,
Mm-hmm.
and I think they're behind. Like
Yeah.
marketing 101, if you stand still on an escalator, you're going to fall off. You're going to get hurt. But if you
Right.
keep moving, you'll keep up ahead of the competition. And now you have Paralife coming in. And I
Yep.
think that's going to be a number one competitor for the Sims. And like obviously with Project Renee, they keep teasing us. I've talked in good lengths about this, especially this weekend because the summit
Mm-hmm.
was just the other day.
Right.
They keep showing us snippets of Project Renee, but they're not really talking about any of the gameplay aspects. There was only unofficial leaked photos of what the cast was going to look like, and again, and the very rough stages. But they keep showing the same photos of the same living room and the same color wheel and the same pattern changing, and just being able to change like the sizes of the furniture and
Yeah.
stuff. They keep showing the same thing. I'm very scared to see what the rest of the game is like if they're not showing us
Showing, and
everything. Do
maybe
you know
they're
what I
not
mean?
that far into that gameplay aspect
May-
yet.
Maybe a lot of people think that Project Renee is actually just a building game, where it would just be just building,
Ah.
and then they'll have a different game for cast. Is that something that you would like, a game just for building, or would you miss the cast aspect or the storytelling aspect?
I think I would miss it because, there's days where as a builder, you're gonna wanna play gameplay or, sometimes you might want to get into cast. Like I switch.
Mm-hmm.
So I would kind of be I wouldn't be interested if the game was just gonna be building.
Okay.
Because yeah, like I would it needs to have all the aspects of The Sims for me.
I totally agree. As a storyteller, I very much need all aspects of the
Right.
game. And now if I just wanted to build something, I would. But the thing is, I think if it was just a building game, it would be so microtransaction heavy that
Mm-hmm.
it wouldn't be fun. Because it'd be like, oh, like, you wanna buy this room. Well, we're not gonna do expansion packs or kits or anything, but we're
Right.
gonna do like here's $1 for 10 wallpapers, or
Right.
here's $1, and then you're not gonna, it's like, oh, it's only $1, it's
Right.
fine. But
Yeah.
then you realize you're like, I just spent $50
Yeah. And
on
there's already
lamps.
games, there's already like mobile games that are like that right now,
Yeah, well,
where it's just,
no,
you're
sorry, go.
just building. Yeah, like you're just building, and then you're right, like there's so many microtransactions to it because it's like, oh, here's $5, and then they're like, oh, here's a special deal, $10, and you get all of these things, and then
Mhm.
they just keep adding and adding and adding until the point where you're like, okay, clearly I'm wasting way too much money on this game. I need to move on.
Exactly. So like you have like Sims Free Play and Sims Mobile.
Hmm.
People I so during the first summit I held like a, oh my god, they Sims Active Announced podcast.
Mm.
And I basically made fun of like, oh, I don't know whoever plays Free Play and Mobile, but here's all the updates.
Hmm.
People came for my head after that. They were like, I play mobile and Free Play. And I'm
Yeah.
like, awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know anybody played that. I'm glad you do. I hope you enjoy it.
Right.
But everyone has said the same thing to me, that it's so microtransaction heavy because the game is so hard that it's actually sets you up to fail,
Hmm.
that you have to do the microtransactions to play it.
Right.
So I'm super concerned
That's where this game is going.
that is where this game is going. And especially if it's just a builder game, then absolutely. Because I feel like EA really does shine, like I said, a spotlight on builders, like a
Right.
lot. But I wish they would take other avenues and shine spotlights on everybody else. How do you feel about that?
I agree. Um, I don't know. I kind of caught me on that one.
That's
But I agree.
okay.
I agree with you.
Hey, hey, Well, thank you for agreeing. That's totally okay. I just like from a storyteller aspect, a lot of storytellers like yeah, like EA forgot about us like
Yeah,
5 years
that's
ago,
true.
and like gameplay
Yeah.
aspect as well, like they forgot about us. And
Yeah.
console players, they're like EA is like we're
Yeah.
on console, what?
Yeah. No, you're
Like
right.
yeah. So
Yeah, they have definitely forgotten console players. They just, oh, well, we have this kit, but it's like, okay, there's other things that you can get them besides just the kit. And like you're right with the storytelling. So
mhm.
yes, I agree. Yeah. They have shined too much possibly on the builders and not on the other aspects of the game, which is probably why I gave up gameplay
Yeah,
because I
I
was just tired of it because I'm like, this doesn't work or it's not enough. And then, I switched over to cast and was like, okay, cool. We're coming up with all these kits and stuff. And then eventually made my way into building. So
mhm.
yeah, I think that's what it is too.
I could not agree more. Again, they're just like, oh, well, builds look pretty.
Hmm.
We're gonna spotlight so many builders, but like EA forgets that like the most important part of the game for a lot of people is the gameplay
Hmm.
action. Like building is really important if you show your builds. If you are on Simstagram or Sims Twitter
Hmm.
or TikTok or YouTube, building's very important. But if you're just a casual game player,
Right.
you're probably not a builder. And if you are a builder, you don't have G Shade, you don't have Reshade, and you don't have every pack. You have like you get two a year from a Christmas present and you play like once every 10 years and you're like, oh, I have the game. I should probably,
Right.
check in on it. And they're like, oh, it's
Yeah.
the same and cool.
Yeah.
But it's more meant for us. And I kind of just feel like they keep giving us the same thing, but they're not growing with us because
Right.
the thing is like a lot of us who played the Sims from the originals we're entering our 30s and 40s now,
Hmm.
and now we have more money than we did
Right.
when we were in our early 20s, but we've also grown and we've learned it and adapted, but they still keep doing the same kind of things. Now I am a little bit more excited for growing together, which is
Hmm.
generations for Sims 4, that they were promising new aspects of to the game that's not really shined upon, and it's definitely elders.
Right.
I really was really happy to see a retirement home in the trailer. I think elders is something that they really were missing the opportunity
Hmm.
of showing. Is really they're really focusing on the beginning stages of like gameplay where you have debugged baby, we're soon gonna have infants, and then babies, and then child, and then teen, and then young adult, and then adult, and then death. So I really kind of wish that there was, instead of focusing on an infant, like I wish they would have just got rid of debugged baby,
Right.
start with infant. And there's also rumors that they might add a preteen. Uh,
Interesting.
I would much rather them add middle aged.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I really wish they would go back and refresh it as you were cast creator, that they would actually make like the child not look so small. Like they would, like we had the ability like as a height scale, so we
Yeah.
could say like like small,
Yeah.
medium,
Yeah.
tall. I also wish that they would make teen and young adult looking completely different. I wish
Right.
they would make teen just a little bit shorter and like actually look like a teenager.
Like a teenager.
Yeah, exactly. Not like a Riverdale teenager where they're actually
Right.
25, right?
Yeah.
They are an actual young adult. And
Right.
then have young adult being what it is, and then adult again aging them up, making them look more like an adult. Like I look more like an adult now going into my 30s
Right.
than I did 5 years ago.
Right.
Right? So kind of having, like the little crow's feet and the little
Hmm.
baggies under your eyes and kind of stuff like that, and then from not going from like 45 to like 110,
Yeah.
right? Like we're missing that in between stage, and I think that's
Yeah.
something that they could really capitalize on. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree because I remember like when I would do gameplay, once you become an elder, like I think it's like what five to me it felt like 5 days in. It's like, oh, they're
Mhm.
they're nearing the end of their life. And you're just like, what the hell? Like I want to play with my elder sim. And it just sucks that they didn't give them more opportunity, more growth to play. And like you said, there should have been a middle age between
Mhm.
adult and elder. I just think that that's ridiculous. They don't give enough gameplay time for that. And I'm sure I know you can extend it, but there needs to be other things to their life stage. So I'm excited to see that in the Growing Together expansion that we're gonna get some of these things. But you're right, they should have created a middle age
Hmm.
life stage. Yeah.
I I could not agree more. What I'm really hoping for is to have like special interactions between
Hmm.
like elders and grandchildren,
Right.
or going to a retirement home and having like a community workout class,
Right.
and or like take the like, so say like you have kids in the school of the Copper, no, it's not Copper.
Copperdale.
Is that
Copper
is
Oh,
Copperdale where the
Cooperdale?
is
No, it's
that
Copperdale. Yeah, it's Copperdale, I think.
Is
Yeah,
Copperdale the where the school is?
I think so. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
okay. So
Copperdale.
have kids from that school come and sing to the elders. Have college university students from get to
Hmm.
university
Mm,
make that a volunteer where you can go and volunteer at the retirement home. Just kind of like cute
yeah,
interactions like that. I really think they're just going to focus on infants for, for some
yeah,
reason. I mean, again, the community wanted it, but I think I think once we actually get it, and once we get to that gameplay action, I think we're gonna be like, oh,
yeah.
maybe we didn't want it like this. And the only reason I say
Yeah,
that is I think it's just gonna be a little glitchy
I
to
probably.
start. And
I
just
mean,
because,
most of
sorry.
the gameplay is glitchy.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely. I do zero gameplay.
yeah.
When I do Rose Chronicles, like have talked about, it's
Hmm.
sets and poses. Um, that's all it is. They literally, I set it up as a stage, and we go around from each room with my little pose person, and we act it out that way. It's literally scene by scene
Yeah,
because I don't have any free play. I don't let them have any thoughts. And some storytellers are very different. Some storytellers come in are just like, you know what, like we're gonna do it differently, and we're gonna
right.
do we're gonna let the game tell the story. Well, I tell the game the story,
Right,
not like the game tell me the story. But
right.
I really kind of hope for more of those interactions for people that do like gameplay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Since I know you don't use CC, which I definitely commend you as being cast. I don't know how you do it. I love CC cast. It's like one of my favorite things.
Hmm.
It just the hairs and the eyelashes and the makeup, and just the fact that like the Sims eyes have souls when they
Yes,
have CC, because before like they're just blank before. Like they are just like
yes.
there's like nothing in there. Um
Yeah, it's tough.
it is tough, but you do a really good job on making very beautiful Sims. So talk to me about the
Yeah.
process of when you're creating a lookbook and what packs you like to use.
Okay. So, I typically just I don't normally have an idea of how I'm gonna make a sim. Like maybe in that moment I'll say, okay, like I want to make like I'm Hispanic, so like I'll be like, oh, let me just make a Latin sim or an African American sim. Like I try to be diverse when I make my sims.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just typically start off with that one sim and then I like fashion, so sometimes it just comes to me easily. And I do love the high school years pack, like
Mm-hmm.
for the clothing choices. I think they did an excellent job with the cast items, because they gave us so many different types of swatches and different styles. So I feel that it tied into some of the previous cast packs,
Mm-hmm.
where you can kind of like mix and it ties together. So my favorite packs besides high school years is probably gonna be cottage living because I
Okay.
do like that style. Um, I think they did a pretty good job with my wedding stories with giving us more formal options because
Mm-hmm.
the formal options that they previously had weren't very good. Um, and I'm trying to remember if there's like another kit that I use a lot. Probably eco living.
Okay.
Those are the ones that I will play around with them. And snowy escapes. I forgot about them. They did a really good job with that one as well. So those are
I
the packs that I play with a lot.
I love that. Especially. The problem child, as my wedding story is, the male lace up shoes are phenomenal. I had to
Yeah.
tell my characters where
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
a male. Because, okay, like, let's be honest, Sim storyteller, we don't show our feet to people. Okay.
No.
Like, it's usually cut off right before the shoot. So I can just put on whatever I want. And once in a while I'll be like, oh shit, those are
Yeah.
not the right shoes. It's like, oh, I gotta go change that really quickly. But like I really like those shoes from the pack. I like the male dress pants as well from
Yes.
I can't even use the words. To get to, oh my god, not get to.
Get together.
No, sorry, the pants from my wedding story.
Oh, my wedding
Yeah,
stories.
I was
Yes.
just because like for get together, I just really like the world. I don't really care about like the objects that came with that.
Mm.
Like the build buy is really nice, but the cast. Now I'm gonna say something controversial. I think that an underrated pack for cast is Batu, Star Wars Batu pack. I think it's extremely underrated, especially if you're doing a fairy tale based story. Like
Hmm.
you can use those outfits for like anything, and it
Oh,
is
you're right.
phenomenal. I literally got it the gift. I got that gifted to me by Kev the Builder last year for
Hmm.
my birthday because I was like, I have never buying a sex pack garbage. I don't care. And he bought it for me, and
Mm.
he was like, play it, and I'm like, well, I've never knew the gameplay, so like I'm not gonna play it. But when I started doing Elves and Rosa Chronicles, I was like,
Hmm.
holy fuck, these
Yeah.
clothes are awesome without needing CC. So I was like,
Yeah, that's true.
this is
I
perfect.
think that's just an underrated pack in general.
Mhm.
Because I recently started building with it because of some room challenges.
Yeah.
And another builder, Shannon Builds, she
Mhm.
was like, this is a great pack to build, like especially like the bug items. And then I was like, oh my God, there's so many things that you can build with this.
Mhm.
And the cast is great, but I don't normally build like make casts in that. I've done casts with the items, the clothing items from the pack, but building wise, that's a very underrated pack as well. So
Definitely
yeah,
definitely for the build buy and the bugs. Like with
yeah.
I know because I was talking to Simply Sash this morning and I was saying the
Hmm.
same thing. I was like, listen, I died on that hill that Batu was nothing. And then I
Yeah,
realized I was like, oh man, that
it's a good
again,
one.
gameplay, but the bugs, like
Yeah,
especially if you're doing like an industrial build,
exactly.
it's gorgeous.
Yes.
Speaking of builds, a lot of kits have come out in the last little bit, really geared towards builders. We had the bathroom clutter and the everyday
Hmm.
clutter. And then we had the naughty kit come out, you know, some panties and
Sentiments.
some sentiments.
Yeah.
I actually bought, I think I said I bought 6 kits in the last like 2 weeks. I was all
Okay.
Christmas money, and I'm now in like 5 builder collabs that don't use CC, which is really hard for someone who just uses CC for
Yes.
everything. So I was like, oh fuck, I
Yeah.
best be
Yeah.
getting some kits. I think I only ended up spending like $14 of real
That's
money,
not
and
bad.
the rest were gift cards and from it's attached to my PayPal. So when my merch gets bought, I was just like, cool. Thanks
Yeah.
guys for buying my merch. I bought kits out of it.
Yeah.
Were you excited for the clutter kits and the symptomates, or are we just like, these are okay?
Um, I was very excited for the clutter kits because bring on the clutter.
Mm-hmm.
I just love clutters. I think any builder storyteller, like you're gonna want clutter sometimes. So
Mm-hmm.
I think it's because it was new. It's something fresh. So it was fun for the bathroom clutter kit and the everyday clutter kit. Sentiments, I wasn't too, I guess I was just like, oh, okay, it's just another pack.
Mm-hmm.
I've only used it once so far.
Okay.
Which was for that family, the family I just did.
Mm-hmm.
So I used it for him, and I was like, "Ooh, these are actually really nice." So
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to use them again. But yeah, I think the clutter kits are always gonna be my favorite. Like just having more items. I think we need more of it, but that's probably just me being selfish at this point. I don't
No,
know.
we for sure do because kits are meant for console players who can't have
Right.
CC. So this is just kind of them adding more to the
Yeah.
game. I truly think that as PC players, we should have to pay for it because we have the ability to
Yes.
have CC and it should be free for console.
Console players.
I definitely really liked both clutter kits. I've had a quick chance to look at them now.
Hmm.
What I really would love is a kitchen clutter.
Oh,
So like having
yes.
multiple sets stacks of plates and wine glasses and cups and spices and forks and just kind of like updating some of the stuff that's in the base game already. So like a nicer knife block,
Yeah.
um, different maybe I don't know, like a better cappuccino machine and just kind of
Mhm.
stuff like that. Just
More
oh,
updated.
more updated or having, like a very classic thing growing up was kitchen table bills, like
Yeah.
that's very common. Most families' kitchen tables had stuff on it,
Right.
or like having the clutter in the background of having like kids' juice cups and
Hmm.
stuff everywhere. So like I kind of really would want that. Now I'm opening the floor to you. If you could create your dream kit, what would it be and why?
Mm. A kit. Um, I would say probably a pottery kit.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, no
Um,
one's ever said that before. That's cool. Like so like we could make our own pottery and stuff. And we could make our own pottery
yeah,
and then we could sell it on one of those like 16 different fake selling thingies. I think it's like
exactly.
Splumsy or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Huh.
Then what is it called? I forgot what it's called, but yeah. Um, you know how they did like with the eco living, they made the candle,
Yeah.
and you can make your own fuzz, like was it buzz soda or whatever it
Yeah.
was. Yeah, I think if they did like a pottery kit where the Sims could make their own pottery and sell it and, display it and things like that, I think that would be cool. And maybe even come up with some items, cast items for what the Sims would wear for pottery. I think that would be fun because I do pottery and it's fun. So that's why I was like, a pottery kit would be cool.
That is very cool. I've heard so many people put on their wishes and hopes. I actually think that's more realistic. I think
Yeah,
that's actually very realistic. That could easily be done because all they'd have to do is take the same table, like you said, that they use for candles, change it up a little bit,
right.
get your pottery skill. Yeah, that would be cool. And then you'd have everybody doing their ghost Patrick Swayze moments.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be amazing. So yeah,
And then they
I
could do
think
it in
that
their
would be cool.
Symptomates. It's perfect.
Exactly.
EA,
Exactly.
this is what give us this. This is what we want. Okay. We we
Yeah.
want to we want to recreate ghosts. And for
Yeah.
anybody who's, fucking under the age of 20,
Yeah, yeah.
Google it.
Yeah. Exactly. I think it would be amazing. I don't know why don't they just ask us like what do you guys want for tax?
Right? I think that's what they just started doing. What do we want for Cass? We want pottery.
Yeah.
We want kitchen clutter.
Yeah.
Some people want horses and cars and fairies,
Yeah.
but let's let's reel in our
Let's
expectations.
we'll be a little bit more realistic for you, okay? If you can't come up with a horse, just give us some pottery and we'll be fine with it. Yeah,
Right?
I think that would be great. But it's wishful thinking. If one day they decide to do stuff like that, that'd be great. But until now, yeah, I guess. Oh, I actually another kit that I was thinking about, which everybody has thought about this too. I've
Mm-hmm.
seen a lot of people say the same thing. Like I work in property management,
Mm-hmm.
so it's like if they had like a property management slash real estate, maybe hotel pack, that
Mm-hmm.
would be great too. Which they could easily put that into the game as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Let's see.
I think that'd be very cool. Like make like an actual resort. And
Right.
then you could live out your White Lotus dreams. Okay. Like
Yeah,
again,
exactly.
EA, we could turn anything to anything. But that would be so cool of just like creating your own resort. If you were doing that, I would also like the ability to be a landlord. And you could buy
Right.
properties and then rent them
Exactly.
out. Again, taking another realism to the game, and then we're tying into Dream Home Decorator. Then you can have your HGTV shit moment,
Yep.
and then be like, "Look, I bought
Yep.
this fixer upper. I hired them to do it, and
Right.
now I'm gonna save all this money and go buy a resort and
Yeah.
pick sunny place here."
Right.
Again, like it kind of sells itself, right?
Right.
Instead of it being like, "Yeah, guys, so we're gonna give you a kit that's like dog clothing. Here you
Right.
go." And we're like, the fuck's this for? And then you have the one person being like, yes. They
Yeah. It's funny. It's like, I was talking to another friend of mine. We're like, we talked so much crap about EA, but then we still buy it anyway.
100%. And that's how they got us.
Yeah.
That is how they got us. But here's the thing, they have to play it right with Project Renee.
Yeah, they
Because
do.
if they don't, they're gonna lose a lot of us.
Yep.
Because the newer generation doesn't have the loyalty that we have. I would
Right.
say as us, we're very loyal to what we grew up with because we love nostalgia. Nostalgia is our
Right.
fucking bread and butter.
Right.
It makes us feel safe. But the
Hmm.
newer generations, like, yo, I grew up on like fucking Webkins and Club Penguin and Minecraft and whatever the fuck Robloxes or Roblox, I don't
Yeah,
know
Roblox, whatever. I don't even
that
know.
whatever that is, right? So they grew up watching that. So their loyalties lie with them. Also, their loyalties would probably lie with Fortnite,
Hmm.
um, GTA, Grand Theft Auto 5, not the rest of them because they don't know that
Hmm.
exists. And
Right.
like Raid Shadow Legends because apparently they're just on fucking every YouTube video
Yeah.
now. I just can't get away from Raid. I'll never play Raid. I'll be like, get the fuck out of here before I
Yeah,
play
yeah.
Raid. But
Yeah.
again, that's kind of what like they're more geared to. Where for us, like we grew like this is what we grew up with. Like this is
Yeah.
what we know. But
Yeah.
the newer generation is not going to give a shit about Project Renee. They don't give a
No.
fuck. They
They'll just leave if it's
they'll
not to their liking.
exactly. They'll go
They'll
pick
lose attention and just go find something else.
exactly. And then for us, it's us that are going to be playing it. It's us that's going to be pre-ordering it, and they need to make sure that they don't piss us off. And so far,
Right.
I feel like they have been because
Yeah.
they just keep kind of showing the same things.
Repeating. Yeah.
So I'm very curious to see as that will unfold.
Hmm.
But yeah, no. Let's talk about your builds because we talked a little bit about your cast. As
Sure.
we were saying before this, or potentially even during this podcast, that
Hmm.
most builders switch to cast because
Hmm.
building takes, I don't know, every time we build a build, it takes a 1/100th off our life because it is so
Yeah.
stressful and you
All
just
right.
want to pull your hair out because it's so time consuming. And we switched to cast because we realized very quickly that we can build beautiful sims in
Hmm.
like 2 hours. You are the opposite. You're like, I am gonna go to builds. So talk to
Yes.
me about that process of wanting to switch over from
Cast to
cast to
build.
builds. And do you think you have a leg up when coming into builds because you were so detail oriented while creating casts?
Possibly. Maybe
Okay.
that's why. I guess I think you know what? I didn't think about it that way, but maybe that's what it is. So like I said, I started with gameplay. Gameplay was just like, eh. So
Hmm.
I was like, let me try cast. I sucked at making Sims in the beginning. They were horrible looking. They all looked the same.
Hmm.
And I started to push myself to like make better Sims. I would mess around with the genetics and, mess around with all of that. And um that's when I decided to start posting them every Sunday. I would just do a bunch of Sims every
Hmm.
Sunday and I would put them on the gallery.
Hmm.
And then COVID happened.
Hmm.
And when COVID happened, I didn't play The Sims for like 4 months because COVID was happening and Animal Crossing came out.
Mm.
So Animal Crossing took that away from me for a little bit. And then
Hmm.
eventually I got back into The Sims. Now, when I got back into The Sims, I was like, okay, I want to post this online, but I didn't really know about the Sims community. Like
Hmm.
I didn't know this was a thing that other people did the same thing until I started looking. And then that's how I found myself on Simstagram.
Hmm.
I was still making casts, and then eventually, I got into room challenges.
Hmm.
That was like my first like exposure to, making builds because my builds again sucked just like how my cast sucked in the beginning. With the builds, because I had all the packs, it was easier for me to be detail oriented because you have more things to choose from. The
Hmm.
only thing that sucked was, I wasn't using CC anymore. So after a while, like I I don't know, I just got into building and I love building. Some builds are quick for me, some obviously take a little bit more time depending how complex they are,
Hmm.
but I'm still able to do, to me, it's all the same. Like cast building is, to me, is the same. I don't know how else to explain that, but like to me, it's the same.
No, I totally got you. What's your favorite type of build to build?
Um, I like historical builds.
Okay.
fantasy builds. Those are kind of my favorites. I like witchy builds, which is hence my name, Witching Mermaid.
Yep.
So I do like that aspect of builds. I just like cute, like, cottagey, witchy, fantasy, castles, those are
Hmm.
nice.
Very, very nice. And then I saw that you hosted your first collab, which was a Harry Potter club. What was that like?
Yes. It was fun. We started in September.
Hmm.
Um, I just obviously love the Wizarding world and Harry Potter and all of that, and it was just great to find out that there were other swimmers who had the same, love of Harry Potter. So we all came together and we chose which builds we wanted to do. It
Hmm.
was complicated. Some people had a harder time than others. Um, Rachel, who she did Hogwarts.
Oh
I was gonna
shit.
I was gonna end up with Hogwarts if somebody didn't do it. So
Hmm.
I was very glad that she chose it because then I didn't have to do it because Hogwarts is a beast.
Hmm.
So, but it was fun. And, I have other collabs that I plan to do in the future, but it was for my being my first collab, I thought it was very successful. I met a lot of people. Um, and it was just great.
I like that. And I think that's the beauty of collabs that you get to work with a lot of people, you get to meet a new people. And
Hmm.
that's I feel like that's kind of how you get to grow in the builder
Community, yeah.
community because like I know that we're part of multiple of the same collabs
Right.
because I just know your name. It's a
Yeah.
very unique name. There's
Yeah.
not there's not like two of you. There's not like witching mermaids underscore 200. Like it's a very
Yeah.
common because we're in the tattooed builders
Yes.
together. What are you
Yep.
building? Out of curiosity.
Um, I think I said, oh Lord, I forgot what flower I picked. What was my flower? I haven't started yet, so clearly I just messed myself up by giving that away.
This ain't coming out till June. This collab's being
Yeah,
built
yeah.
due in April.
Before that,
Yeah,
I got time.
you've got lots
Um,
of time.
oh God, what was my flower? I totally forgot. Hold on 1 second. I'm like trying to look really quickly.
That's okay. I'll tell you mine while you're looking up yours.
Yeah, yeah.
I picked Rose.
Okay.
I'm the lot at the end, so I'm the 15 by 20.
Okay.
And I'm creating an iconic London bakery that
Ooh.
it's like Peggy's pastels. It's like again very very iconic. It's bright pink on the outside. It's always drenched in roses.
Hmm.
And then on the inside, we have classic bakeries. I have the outside pretty much figured out. I just have to do the inside. So I'm very, very excited. And that was one of the reasons I wanted to get the pastel pack because I was like, I want to get some like cute
I
little
see
things
it.
in there. Yeah, yeah.
I just Googled it. Yeah, it's really nice. Okay,
Right?
that's cute.
Yeah.
So my flower's tulip.
Oh, okay.
So I was thinking of doing like, maybe a home or business with a
Hmm.
tulip field in the back. So with a pond, obviously, I just don't know how I'm gonna put it together yet. So I'll probably start messing around with that today, honestly.
I
Um,
like
just to see what it comes out. Because I really wanted to do lilies. And then I would have did hydrangeas too, but I forgot
okay.
about that flower. Until after Tat said it, I was like, damn it, I should have picked hydrangeas. So I'm stuck with tulips, but I'll make it work.
No,
I
100%.
don't know.
Hey, tulips is such a beautiful spring flower.
Yeah,
It's perfect.
yeah.
What other clubs are you part of right now?
Aren't you're in the other collab too, the other spring collab, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in that one too. The Better Builds collab.
Same. Three
Okay,
for three,
three.
kiddo.
Hold on. What else? What other collab I'm in? I'm trying to think. And the Winnie the Pooh collab, you're in that one too.
4 for 4.
And I think that is it for now
Okay.
because yeah, those are the last ones. And then of course we're in The Sims 4 season 4 together. So yeah.
Well,
But yeah.
there you go. So it sounds like we just keep crossing paths. If
We
you've
really
watched Hamilton, we're Alexander Burr and Hamilton. We keep meeting.
yeah, exactly. I was just like, okay, I think, because we all kind of like talk to the same people, eventually you kind of just keep crossing the same paths.
Yeah.
And like, like Tat is like almost in every collab that I'm in as well. So it just it just so happens to work that way. I'm noticing that a lot of people are in the same collab. Like the season 4 is gonna be
Mhm.
really tough for me to judge because almost every single competitor was in the Harry Potter collab. So I'm like screwed.
Girl, most people on here are my friends and have been interviewed. I know. I'm fucking well aware. Again, I'm like the Pamela Anderson. I take the approach that everything is like how I look at it is, am I the best builder to ever exist? No. Do I know how to put a roof on a rectangle? You got it.
Yeah.
So I'm in between there, and everyone's always very talented. So I'm always sitting there being like, this is really good, very great. You'll have other judges being like, they use red shelf. And they like fucking go in and they like look and they're like,
They
yep,
use
they
fucking
use Tool.
Tool.
And
I can see it.
what the fuck? I looked at that. I was like, oh, cool. That looks really good.
You're like, I didn't realize it was on an axis. It just looked cool.
It just looked cool. They're like, yeah, it's turned to an 18th of a radius tool. And I'm like, is it?
Yeah.
I can't fucking tell.
I'll probably be doing the same thing. Like, they use Tool. I can see it.
That's my 4th season. I'm like, yeah, it just looks good.
Yeah. So I was just like, oh God. Like I kept seeing the names getting into the group.
Mhm.
And mind you, I convinced a lot of people to do it because I posted in the Harry Potter Club like you guys should do it. And so when I saw so many people were in it from the Harry Potter Club, I'm like, ooh, this is not gonna be good for me as a judge.
You're gonna be like, everybody's awesome.
Yeah, you're like everybody gets a 5.
Everybody's 5 out of 5. Nobody got anything below 5 this week. You're like, that's not how this competition works. Like, it's how it works for me.
They're like, you need to put your least favorite and your favorite. They're all my favorite.
Yeah. Can't choose. Love Witching Mermaid. I vote me as my least favorite because I'm not in there, but it's the safe answer. Love Witching Mermaid.
It'll be fun. I have never done it, but it sounds like it's gonna be really fun. So yeah,
it is really fun. Again, I always feel so bad because like you like the judges are always like going, and I'm just like, yo, I put my answers in. Pleasure. People are like, they're like, you judge, and I'm like, yeah. And they're like, you don't talk in Discord. I'm like, I don't talk in anybody's Discord. So don't be offended.
I didn't know you were a judge. Not even when you first were like, you do your podcasts and stuff. It didn't hit me that you were a judge until one day I looked on Discord and I saw your name and I'm like, what the fuck? She's a judge? I was like, I would have never known that.
Yeah. I've been a judge since the first season. I've been around for all 4, and oh yeah. I've actually Juby has offered me to be a permanent judge. So I'll always be a judge moving forward. I don't have to apply anymore because I just stress interest of just being like, I'll be a judge until either I have a controversy where you can't have me, or I just can't do it due to like, having like a baby or something, like those types of problems. But no, and like even like this season, I'm opening it up to, because like last season I wanted to do it and like interview the winners, but unfortunately my appendix burst that weekend.
Oh wow!
So I was off for the entire month of December. So
that's horrible.
That was really shitty. So this time I went to Juby. I said, "Listen, like I really like. Can you advertise that whoever wins, they don't have to wait on the wait list. We will do a special podcast for them." And she's like, "Really?" And I'm like, "Yeah. They're a winner. I'm a judge. I mean, I kind of treat it like like after Survivor, and they'd go to like Good Morning America the next Friday. You win the Builder Games. You get to come talk to me. When is it a good thing or is it a curse? We'll find out after if you want to be interviewed. But no, again, very exciting to be judged. Also, congratulations on being on the blue team for
thank you.
The season 3. As you now know, we know the challenges beforehand. The cup challenge, I was like, yo, Juby, like and the puzzle challenge was like, yo, Juby, like I literally I was like, are you Jigsaw? Like, are you literally Saw? Like
she was just trying to kill everyone, I think, at some point, because that first challenge, I still talk to her, like still mention it. I'm like, that first challenge made me want to blow my head off. Like I was like, I did it 4 times and I still wasn't happy with it. It was
Hmm.
so difficult. But yeah, the cup challenge was, I didn't even think I was gonna make it past that one.
But they're so creative, and that's why I like the builder series, because like all these builders are fucking, they have
Mm-hmm.
creativity pouring out of them. And I'm like, I place the same fridge in every build.
Like, this is my go-to fridge, and that's it.
Yep, I just put a fridge. This is my me making a statement. It's a political statement. No,
That's your trademark.
it's my trademark. Just a fridge and an empty shelf.
That's funny.
They're like, who did that? That's Stas. What does she say? They're like, it's for the movement. What's the movement? Anything.
That's funny.
Yeah. But no, I'm
Yeah.
excited. So you've looked obviously at all the challenges. Did any week stand out to you?
Give me a second because I kind of forgot already.
That's okay.
Uh, where was it? It's in the judges. No, not the. It's in the community build, right?
I think it's in the judges, isn't it?
Oh, okay. So maybe I was in the right spot. Uh, I know there's one week
Yeah, so like
where they yeah
the first week is just basically
they
your
just build something.
introductions and
Yeah,
just
their
builds
introduction.
so you can kind of get the feel for it. Sometimes I'll forget. I'm like, wait, am I judging something this week? And then as a judge now, you'll get the message being like, you have 48 hours. And I'll be like, what the fuck? I just put my results in. Oh fuck, it was 5 days ago from the
Yeah.
previous week. Yeah, yeah.
I think for me, the one that I was most excited for, that I even kept telling everybody about, was the library challenge.
Yes.
A Bell of the Oh, I can't say the name of it, but yeah, that
Yeah.
challenge.
Yeah.
So that's the one that I'm most excited to see because I just love a good library.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited to see what people create with that one.
I am so excited, especially for that one, because again, library. So in Rose Chronicles, I have this epic library that hasn't really been shown just yet. So my plan is to take everybody's builds from that shell and turn it into one epic library.
Ooh,
So that's
that'd be
currently
cool.
my plan.
Yeah.
I like that plan. We'll see how that plan goes up. I'm very excited for the season. I think it's going to be really, really good. I think we're going to see a lot of creators just really stepping outside their comfort zone, and I feel like it's going to be really hard. Every season it gets harder to judge. So
Yeah.
I
I can
definitely,
imagine.
oh yeah, as again, OG judge from like to the spreadsheet, which you don't know,
Yeah.
to the Google Docs form, which is chef's kiss.
Right.
So I'm very excited to see it when the season starts. It starts soon, doesn't it?
It does. It starts
Like the 12th or
intro
something?
intro week is February 11th to
11th.
the 19th.
Okay.
So I'm excited for this and there was another one too. I think it's week 3.
Yeah.
The
Is that the
the
poem one?
No, the bookshop, bakery, or coffee shop one.
Okay. That one's
That one,
that one's also gonna be cool because I love building businesses. Like that's
yeah.
my creme de creme.
Yeah.
So I like, that's the week that would be like, that's red shelf.
You'd be like, I see that you are using it.
I can see that.
Are you gonna be building along?
No.
Oh.
Girl, no. No.
I think
I'm podcast and
yeah.
storyteller.
Yeah.
I honestly, I would love to. Rose Chronicles takes up
A
90%
lot of
of
time.
a lot of time.
Yeah.
I want to educate people. So like one chapter is like 6 hours of work. Okay. So and I try to make 2 chapters a week. And
Right.
now that I'm getting into bigger chapters, so like for example, I'm currently working on 130, which would have just finished no, sorry, 135, which just would have finished releasing. That's 6 parts. So that's 9 slides with anywhere from 4 to 6 photos with multiple different sets and different people. like last week I did 27 pages out
Right.
of 60, and that took me 7 hours. And that's not even adding words to it or any editing. That's just literally taking the photo and putting it into Photoshop.
So that's why you changed like when you're gonna be doing your sneak peeks because it's too much.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
so the thing is I just couldn't keep up. Like, I would be so far, because like right now I'm so far ahead. Like, I
Yeah.
just literally released 110. So I'm 20 chapters ahead. That's really cool. But I'd have to then go back in and do the promos, and I say him, did I hot, and I stopped having fun with it. But there will be like the half, like, so it's like today, the halfway mark. So if
Yeah.
Rose Cottage is officially fucking halfway done,
Halfway.
that is
Nice.
awesome. That is like a year and a half, and it's gonna end in the summer of 2024. Like, I literally have the final day of like when that last chapter is gonna come up with the posting schedule.
Right.
Because, knocking on wood, I have not missed a day since
Yeah.
releasing. I've never missed well, back when I first started, it was Wednesdays, and then it was Mondays and Thursdays, and now it's Sunday and Thursdays.
Right.
And well, and then again as well, so like when it's a 3-part, you don't have to wait like a week and a half. You get it
Mhm.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Right.
You get it all in 1 week. So if it's a 6-part, you get Monday, Wednesday, Friday,
And
Monday,
Friday.
Wednesday, Friday, and then that following Sunday we're back to the normal posting schedule. So it's just kind of releasing chapters a little bit more faster, just because a lot of people were complaining like, your storytelling process takes so long. And I'm like, you have no idea how much
It's
work goes
like
into it.
there's a lot of shit in this, okay? Just deal with it.
there's 80 active characters in this thing, okay? And I
Yeah.
have to get people dressed, okay? Okay, like,
And pose them.
and pose them. So like literally yesterday, I mean, again, I can talk about because this is like
Yeah.
February and it's coming
Yeah.
up June. I'm doing a Valentine's Day shoot with just like them being in their undies, like any of the couples being like, look at this, look how sexy they are, let's go. But then I'm also doing one for Family Day. So in Canada, we have a day called Family Day,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna release like old photos of like photos that would never be in the story because they were before the story started taking place.
Got it.
So like I went in and redid Emily's mom in 3 different like what she looks like today, what
Hmm.
she looked like when she was a toddler, and what she went in and looked like as a kid. And it's the same sim. I just changed the makeup and the hair.
Yeah.
But like again, that was so much fun to do that. And another aspect of storytelling, I think cast is very important.
Right.
How your Sims look tell the story. So for an example, Crystal, as we now know and love her, she's
Hmm.
like dripping in Chanel. Okay, she's always
Yeah.
got her Dior. When she was younger, I specifically put her in base game clothing because I wanted
Ah.
to show she didn't have money. She
Yeah.
didn't have those things. She
Got it.
got
Oh,
those
yeah.
things when she started dating a billionaire, right?
Yeah.
So so that again, storytelling 101 is using clothes to tell your story for you.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's a
That's
fun tip right
yeah.
there. But yes,
There
no,
you
but
go.
anyways, yeah, no, Bros Chronicles takes up
90.
98% of my time, and then the podcast takes up 2%.
Yeah.
So like
I
for
gotcha.
example, today's this podcast weekend. So I
Hmm.
won't be doing any Rose Chronicle work because I would have done this weekend. I did 5 podcasts. So that's taking up my time. I'll have them all edited throughout the week, up posted, and then I'll go back to Rose Chronicle. So usually how I like it to work, posting schedule. So I'll have all of my podcasts good to go. But if my Rose Chronicles is here, I will spend time to make sure they're always on equal footing with each other.
Right.
I never want to be too far ahead of the other. But anyways,
Exactly.
let's take this interview back to you. I feel like this was the
No,
Stassi
it was fine.
20 minutes.
I just think as though we were just having a conversation, and after a while you just kind of get into it. So yes,
Oh yeah.
I forgot that we were just now we're doing the interview. I know because I asked you that question. It was like, I'm interviewing you now, Stassi. Now you answer my question.
I love it. No one ever asks me questions. I got asked a question yesterday for like the first time in probably like 10 episodes. And I was like, well, I mean, besides the special podcast
Yeah.
that's coming out tomorrow, because
All right.
I got interviewed by the Creme Bob Academy for a
Ooh.
special behind the scenes look of what has happened in Rose Chronicles and what is still to come. So it's actually coming out tomorrow. And for
Okay,
June,
cool.
please go listen to that
I
podcast.
will. I will. I listen to all your podcasts. I
Oh,
will.
yeah, so
Yeah.
that one's coming out at midnight. I'm super excited because she made custom CC, so you can have Rose Chronicle in the game. You can go and
Oh,
buy it and
cool.
read it. As well, there is a BuzzFeed quiz
Oh, that's really fancy.
that you can go in and like, who are you in Rose Chronicles? And I
Yeah,
put a
yeah.
lot of work into it. So
That's really cool.
yeah, I thought that'd be really fun. And then at the end of the first book, I will do a fandom wiki of just everybody. I just can't
Right.
do I can't do it at this stage because I would be revealing way too
Way too
much.
much.
And I don't want to do that. I like to reveal when I want to reveal things. So
Exactly.
anyways, interview.
Yes.
So okay, so we talked about the builders games and we talked about cast and we talked about builds.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me about your building process when you start a build, like how like where do you get the inspiration from, and then like when you're ready to press submit to the gallery.
Okay. So typically, sometimes I have no idea what the hell I'm gonna build, to be honest. I just will. So, like I said, I've lately been just doing like build like shells and room challenges.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, based off of that, which it is very hard because you are trying to build based off that person's, uh, template, I would say. So it is very difficult. So sometimes it could be an object, like, okay, this object is cute. Let me see what I can build from that.
Mm-hmm.
Or I may see something on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So I get a lot of like these like they're like CGI animated things that pop up. There's this one content creator who goes by the name of Lulu Moon Books,
Okay.
and she always has like these very like fantasy like beautiful things, and I always get inspired when I see it. And so that's where a lot of like, if I get like a fantasy build, I'll build from there. Sometimes it's like from a movie,
Mm-hmm.
it could be from a house that I see driving by. It can be from another builder. I'm like, oh wow, that's a really great idea. Like, I want to do something like that. So that's typically where my inspiration comes from. And sometimes a lot of the times I just come up with stuff in my head and it just comes to me. But yeah, that's my building process.
I like that. And I know the type of builds you like to do are like obviously anything witching slash
Yeah.
mermaid.
Yeah.
What item do you think you use the most when you're
The
building?
probably the books. It's like my go-to. It's like I need to fill the space and put clutter. It's gonna be the two books that are on top of each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's my go-to like clutter item. Um, build wise, I use that romance pack like greenery
Yeah, yeah.
that is like hanging off. I use that a lot on almost all my builds. I have it. I try lately not to build with it because I'm like, you use this so much, but it's my go-to item.
I love it. What item do you despise? And you're like, how is this even a thing?
Um, hmm. There is an item, I think it's in the base game.
Okay.
Trying to think what it is. Hmm. There's actually quite a few. I'm trying, and I can't think of them off the top of my head. Like I would have to have the game open. Um,
I will tell you mine so you can get some inspiration.
mhm.
I will die on this hill. It is the fucking vortex in the wall from from
Oh
the
yeah,
decorator to Max. Who's that for?
I
Who
don't
the fuck
know.
is that for? Because it's not for me, and I don't think it's for you. But I had
No,
somebody go like, I put it in almost every build, and sure as shit they did because they sent me photos, and I was like,
I
awesome. I'm
I don't
glad
even know how to.
someone's using it.
Yeah, I don't even know how to build with that item because I've seen it and I'm just like, what do you use this for? But I
the
don't use it.
I totally got it. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was listening to what you're saying.
Um,
Um,
go ahead.
no, it's okay. I think we're just both saying at the same time.
Welcome to podcasting, kiddos. No, what I was gonna say is, I was gonna say, oh my god, I can't get out of my head. I feel like now that's like the Beetlejuice word. I'd be like, can't say it. Beetlejuice is
Yeah.
gonna show up. The only way I would use that item if I was building a hot topic, I would put it on the wall. That is the
Yeah.
only way. Or like a cool, like retro, like 80s arcade or something. You can't just put like, oh, look at my fancy sitting room. Oh, look at that fancy living room. Oh, this is my board game room with the vortex
Yeah.
in the wall. Like it
Yeah.
just doesn't work. Like
It
it
does
just
not.
does not work. But don't worry, they gave us that over pillows, blankets,
Yes.
pillows, and
Oh
blankets.
God, I'm trying to think still, like what is the item that I don't there's a lot of items that I don't use.
Mm-hmm.
And I cannot for the life of me think of them right now because my brain just went blank. But and then one day I'm gonna be like, oh damn, it was this. Why didn't I think of that? And it's also because I don't have the game open. I don't know like I was talking to a few other people about this. I'm like, they know exactly specifically where the items are and what the
Yeah.
name of the item is. That's not me. Like I have to look at everything. I won't know.
I'm team I search the name. Okay.
Yeah,
So if I'm looking for clutter, for
right.
me it's more like CC stuff. I'll be like Deco Sim. And then all of them show up. I was like, oh fuck, I guess let's go.
Yeah.
Nurse Deco Sim. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I
It's
got,
it's tough.
right? Okay, I'm trying to think of like other, like obviously some of the swan bathtub. That is, you can only use that if you're making the Disney princess castle the Swan Princess. Okay.
I
That
use
is
that for some fantasy builds, so I can't say anything.
okay, but for fantasy, yeah, just a classic modern home. Yeah, you can't be, oh, look at this, like very nice. Oh yeah, I have a swan bathtub. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, I have a swan, like it's a swan bathtub. And they'd be like, who are you and why do you
Yeah.
have a swan bathtub in your home? But yeah, if it's like a fantasy castle, then yeah, it makes sense. Again, Disney Barbie princess, Swan princess goes
Right.
perfectly in there. If you're doing any like some of the Harry Potter stuff, makes sense to be
Yes.
in there. Oh, I meant to ask you, what
Yeah.
house are you in?
I'm Slytherin.
I'm also saying, please disregard the Gryffindor scarf.
Okay, you lie, Stassi. There's a Gryffindor scarf behind
Wait,
you.
do you not know the story behind the Gryffindor scarf?
No, I don't.
Oh, oh, that's a season one gem right there. Okay, so so my dad and my stepmom went to like the actual Hogwarts castle in the UK.
Okay.
It would be 7 years ago this October.
Mhm.
And they asked me, like, what do you want? And I was like, you gotta bring me back a scarf. And they're like, okay. And I'm like, they're like, well, what house? I was like, Gryffindor. I'm Gryffindor. I'm early 20s. I'm Gryffindor.
Right.
And they're like, oh, sure, whatever. So they did, and I had it, and it was awesome. And I just met my fiance at the time, and I wore that shit on every date. Like any day I went out because I was brand new. I gotta wear it. I look hot. So
Right.
we went out to this fancy dinner, and I'm wearing this really nice red dress, and I'm always a peacock coat girl, especially in the
Mhm.
winter. So I had a very nice black peacock, and I put my Gryffindor scarf underneath my collar just as it
Mhm.
hangs down. And again, that was like the it shit. So we're drunk and we're taking this really cute photo together,
Mhm.
and he whispers in my ear, should have been Slytherin. I was like, should have been Gryffindor, and he takes the photo. And then I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm Gryffindor. He's like, no. I don't. He's like, because he's never watched any of the Harry Potter movies. He's like,
Right.
you are not a Gryffindor. And then I'm like, looking back on it, I did actually Google the answers to figure out what house I would be in by getting those answers. If that's not the most Slytherin thing,
Yeah.
it's pretty Slytherin. So I just keep that up there because as a constant reminder of, should have been Slytherin.
You should have been Slytherin.
Should have been Slytherin.
It's crazy because when the Harry Potter books first came out and the movies, obviously, I think everybody wanted to be like Gryffindor.
Hmm.
And so I think I took the Pottermore quiz. It was Pottermore at the time.
Hmm.
Um, and I got Gryffindor. And then like I want to say like 10 years in, I'm like, I decided to take it again.
Yeah.
And then it said Slytherin, and I was like, what? How am I Slytherin? And then, like, as I got older, I was like, I took it again. I'm like, no, there's no way. I took it again. I kept getting Slytherin. And as an adult, now I'm just like, guys, I'm just straight Slytherin. I was like, I don't know what happened. I guess when I was innocent, I was Gryffindor. And I was like, and somehow life has screwed me, and now I'm a Slytherin. So yeah, now I'm a Slytherin, and I'm okay with it. I love it. So it's fun.
It's totally fun. See, how I know is I am not the hero in people's stories. I'm usually the villain.
The villain.
Yeah. So I looking at it, like I'm pure Slytherin. My fiance is a mixture of Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw. He's like a hybrid because he's extremely intelligent but also super sweet, but
Yeah.
like also really sad. So like get all those combinations in there.
Right.
No, the best slogan I'd ever seen as a kid was like Griffin. You want to get a girl that's a Gryffindor on the streets and a Slytherin in the sheets? And I was like, yes.
That's it. That's perfect.
That's it right there. That's what I want. So yeah, just constant reminder of that being there. Also, I forget that it's there all the time. I'll be like, oh, that's where that went to. I'll be like, where's my Gryffindor scarf? And I'll be like, oh, it's upstairs.
You need to get yourself the Slytherin scarf now.
I got to get myself to the UK. Okay?
Yeah.
I got to do it. But
actually, no. When you come to New York, there's the Harry Potter store. You didn't know that, did you?
I'm sorry. What?
There's a Harry Potter store in New York. You can get butterbeer. You can shop. They have VR experiences, 2 of them. Yeah, it's really fun.
Well, I'll be fuck you. I had no idea. I thought that shit was only like universal. If I had to like, I had to live. Oh shit, where is it in New York?
It's in it's by 14th Street. Give me a second so I can get the exact address. Yes, I will send it to you so that you can have it.
Yes, 1,000,000%. Send that to me after. But anyways, Witchy Mermaid, we gotta wrap up this interview very soon because we're coming at to almost not 2 hours, which is nice. Oh wait, no, we're coming at an hour. We're coming at an hour. I was like, wait, when did this interview start? Anyways, Witching Mermaid, what advice would you give to anybody that wants to start off with Cass? And then I'm going to ask you the same one after for builds.
Okay. So for Cass, maybe just, look at some other people's casts to get kind of an inspiration, looking at real life people, maybe there's somebody in your life that you might want to start off making, looking at photos, messing around with the genetics and, figuring out what is your style because everybody has their own style of cast and then sticking with it. And then the same thing with builds, there's inspiration stuff that you can look at. Other builders, they post videos on tutorials on how to do this or that. Definitely getting into the Simstagram community or Twitter community helps as well. YouTube, because everybody's just so helpful and they're always giving tips. I'm constantly learning things. So I think that's probably the best place to start as well if you're just trying to get some advice.
I love that. And I feel like that advice could also transfer to cast as well.
Yes.
It's just basically go on Instagram and look and see what everyone's doing. And again, everyone's so helpful. I'll message people like, I like that hair. Where'd you get it? And they'll be like, oh, here's the file. And I'm like, hey, that is amazing to how organized you are. If somebody asked me, hey, Stas, I love that hair. Can you send it to me? I'd be like, no,
yes,
because I don't know.
Give me 2 months.
Yeah. I just learned that I have 30,000 bits of CC.
Wow.
So it's gonna take a minute. It's gonna take a hot minute. Unless it's one I constantly use, I'd be like, oh, it's this. If it's not, I don't know. Cause like cast creators, if you're listening to this, you need to name the thumbnail, your name on the thumbnail of when I click on it. Because if I don't see your name, I don't know who did it. Okay.
Exactly.
I have no idea. I download so much CC at one time. Or when I first started Rose Chronicles, people would send me sims to put into the story.
Hmm.
I'd be like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for reading. Give me a sim, and I turn them into a student kind of idea.
Right.
And they would actually just send me these things called a tray file, which I didn't
Yeah.
know what a tray file was at the time.
Right.
So I just was like, oh, cool, whatever. And they just sent me, and I got a boatload of CC that way. So some of the CC I didn't even download. So I fucking have
Nice.
no idea where it's come from.
Exactly.
So please, contact us, put your name on something. You want to get recognized, put your name
Put your
there.
name. Yeah.
Literally anything. So I could be
Yeah.
like, they'd be like, who did this? Who did that eye shot? I'd be like, give me a good minute, sir. This
Right.
is what it looks like. Good luck.
Yeah. I used to have to organize mine too because it was a lot.
Right. Again, some days I'm like, I want to delete the CC, and then I'm like, or I don't at that same time. But anyways, um, Witching Mermaid, anything awesome, cool that you're working on that you want to share with everybody? Because again, this is coming out the first Wednesday in June.
I'll probably be working on two collabs of my own again. One is the Zodiac collab.
Oh, fancy.
Yes. So that will be, some builds based off of your Zodiac. And the other one will be a Caribbean slash South American inspired build collab. So those are things to look out for in the future.
Very, very fancy. If you are looking one for the Caribbean Club, let me know.
I will let you know.
After this, I would tell you exactly what I would build, because my dad and my stepmom like used to go to the Caymans all the time.
Okay.
So they used to take me with them, and I know lots about the Caribbean. I've been in most
Ooh,
places of the Caribbean. So
nice.
yeah, I'd be like, I know exactly what I'm building. But
You're
anyways,
gonna build.
spoiler, it's a restaurant. Anyways, Wishing Mermaid, absolute pleasure. Why don't you tell everybody where we can find your work?
You can find me on Instagram. It's Witching Mermaid. I actually have all my socials there. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Twitter. Yeah, and you can just click on that and you'll be able to see all my socials from there.
And you're on Twitch too, right?
Yes, I'm on Twitch. I totally forgot about that. Thank you. I do stream on Wednesdays and Sundays. So yes, you can catch me on Twitch.
Perfect. The links are gonna be below. Please go check out Witching Mermaid. I'm so excited to see these two collabs, and I'm very excited to see what the rest of the year holds for you for like awesome builds. And it's been an absolute pleasure, and you are welcome back anytime.
Oh, thank you.
You are very welcome. Well, have a great rest of your day, okay?
You too.
Bye.
Bye.